be able to hear.
Hey guys, welcome to the show before the show.
You guys just missed an excellent conversation. You don't have any idea what you missed.
That's right. Sometimes that's some of the best things, is the behind the scenes things of any show. Our show is no different.
No, the resident liberal is the equivalent of the snake that's under the Blessed Mother Mary, the Virgin Mary's feet.
Yeah.
On a necklace that I wear. She's standing on the snake, which shows good over evil.
Yes.
Mark Kaysen is like the snake that's been sentenced to an eternity of slithering around on his snake with the on his belly, with the rest of the cockroaches and bugs and everything else. It's kind of like the Democratic way.
It really is. They're the cicadas from hell.
That's a showdown every day, Monday through Friday, 4 till 5 p.m. Central.
I do like to go on it. Nobody makes me do it, but me and Megan and Joe and sometimes Greggy, it's just, I love to ask people questions and see if they can back it up.
I keep asking him to. He says he doesn't have to.
Yeah, exactly.
I always love the people that say, when they're asked, okay, where's your source? It's okay if you say, I don't have one because it's my opinion. But if you say it as fact, you better have a source. And if you're working with Vic, you better have 3 sources. No, that's true. That's true. You better, if you're going to say it's as fact, you better have 3 backup sources. And that's a good thing to have. So if we say it's as fact, we can tell you where we got it from.
Hey guys, welcome into the show before the show. Oh, yeah. All righty. Guys, welcome to the show before the show. We'll get things going on here.
Roland goes, morning, fellow Bidenites. A Bidenite. That's interesting. Joe, are you a Bidenite?
You're going to have to define that.
I don't know. I'm guessing somebody that really loves Joe Biden.
No, I'm not a Bidenite.
And Trish, you're right. The interview with Trump and Dr. Phil was phenomenal. I went and listened to it in its entirety.
Which interview?
Dr. Phil and Trump.
Really?
Weekend. It was phenomenal. We just, I just touched on it a little bit yesterday and recommended everybody go watch it last night. And a lot of our listeners did. I posted it on the Cancel This Outpost page. And it was probably the most raw I've ever seen done.
Guys, welcome into the show before the show this morning.
Feels like a Monday we have so many videos.
Yeah. There's so much going on right now.
There is. It's a great time to do podcast.
It really is.
What we are. Thanks, guys, for liking, subscribing, sharing the show. We continue to rock and roll here, and it's because of you guys. We appreciate it. Just continue to let as many people know about us. Hey, Joe, why did we go back to the one shot? I don't care. I'm just curious.
Well,
Where last week we were doing 2 shots of Lizzie and I.
right. Well,
this-
I mean, do you want me to go
No.
ahead and put the monitors
No.
back behind? I mean, not right now.
No,
but
I was just, is there a rhyme or reason?
No,
I haven't asked for anything.
I didn't think anything about it.
Because of Friday's show, right?
Right, because we had to put
We
you
had
guys
to
at
be
a
2-shot.
at a 1 shot, and then I just forgot to put it back to the 2 shot.
You can do it tomorrow.
I could do it tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it tomorrow because this was on Fridays when Kelly and Eric are both here. That's why
Right,
that ends
yeah.
up.
Roland, Roland Thompson says, guys, can you help me though before you go live? I need help obtaining an ID. How does one go about doing that? Tongue-in-cheek comment here. I wouldn't know. I am a poor, helpless of the melanated persuasion.
Mhm.
Please help me.
Yeah, he's got darker skin than us on the show, so he can't get an ID. But I didn't even know he had, compromised melanin.
Mitch says he loves the screen the way it is.
I do like this shot. I mean, that's just my personal.
I mean, Scott Rosenblum, when he came in to the show, last week, 2 weeks ago, first thing he says, man, you guys showed, he's like, that looks good.
Now, I know that the one shot is a lot more functional.
Well, it would be
We can
good
do
when
more
we
with it.
get to be like really, really, really good. Then I can get a camera on me and a camera on Lizzie with something in the backdrop.
Right, yeah. At least something, yeah.
Maybe that table I've been promising her.
That day.
But how did you guys like it? How did it look when Lizzie and Megan were in?
We did the one shots.
Yeah.
But you're still sitting here.
I was sitting in your spot. When you're gone, I sit in your spot and Megan sits
But
in
the
mine.
table look, I like that with
It kind of looked.
Megan.
Yeah.
Is she shooting again this week?
I don't know. I'll find out after her meeting.
She didn't
today.
shoot last week though.
No,
right?
she didn't.
Okay.
We have 4 episodes. Well, I think she's doing a series or something, and I'll find out more after the show today.
When Megan and I are here, Joe has it kind of looks like we have a table. It's still our lap, but it kind of still looks like we're sitting with a table, doesn't it? Like a one shot kind of.
Yeah, the one shot look. Yeah, because all you can see is the laptop.
Correct,
Yeah,
correct,
you
the
can't tell
top
what
of
it's
it.
sitting on.
And that for sure is what Megan, she
Prefers, yeah.
prefers for sure. Yeah, Mitch says the U.S. flag. I'm not sure if he's meaning having it in our studio. We just mix it up all the time. For the longest time, like Eric and I both had flags on our thing. But if you come in the studio, the flags are still out. They're just moved somewhere else in the studio. Now they're on Joe's desk.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But we do still have enough flags where we can put one behind each of you.
Yes. Well, when Megan was
We really-
in, we had the Trump flag behind her.
Yeah. I mean, we already have Trump's face on the monitor behind
That's
you.
right.
So
Yes, we're being called out for not having the American flag in here right now.
Trump's face is.
But
about
Trump's
the
face
same.
that's right.
Yeah.
It's kind of representative of it. I mean, he's not the flag, but it leaves no question as to that we're Make America First type of people. Either that or Vic is having somebody look over his shoulder, so he's doing
Yeah.
what he's supposed to be doing.
Whatever you're looking at, I can't tell if he approves or disapproves.
Yeah, he's kind of looking at Vic like, you know what? I'm looking at you, dude. You better stay on the straight and narrow.
Does anybody smell the cicadas yet?
You know what? Not really.
I drove here with my windows down.
Did you
and
smell 'em?
Oh, it was stinky.
So bad. Okay, I didn't
Yeah.
drive on the way down, but I hear they're going to be bad. They're bad in
Yeah.
my backyard. They're so bad in my backyard, we can't even hardly go back there. I'm even walking my doggies to go potty because our backyard is disgusting.
Mm.
With the cicadas, and now with the stench of them.
Yeah, I thought it was me at first as I was driving to.
You just
I'm like,
thought,
I
"Am
got the
smelling-"
windows down. How does that happen?
And Gary's saying cicada stinks so bad. Right now, the death of the male cicada is really disgusting
Mm-hmm.
because the women have now buried themselves back in the ground. It's so weird how for maybe 3 weeks it was deafening. And now I don't really hear them.
Yeah.
Cicadas. I have a bad sense of smell. I still don't.
You don't smell them?
No, I can't.
It's probably good.
I think my nostrils were burnt with bleach a long time ago.
You snorted bleach?
No, just cleaning with bleach.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Because you're.
I am a germaphobe.
I know. All right, buddy. We can go ahead and start the show the way we've been doing, if that's cool. Hey, welcome into the show, everybody. We appreciate you being here. Did somebody actually just jump into our private chat?
That was me.
Oh,
But I'm on a different computer today.
yeah. Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw Kelly Mano's name pop up and I got confused.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
there we
was
go.
that was
That's
her.
all right.
Yeah.
All right. Can we continue the music on, Joe? Because I gave us a like the screeching Hulk. I gave us that. I'm like, what? What's up? What's what?
And you know, people probably do come in our private chat, just not today. It was me on a different computer.
There we go. Welcome into Cancel This, cancelthisshow.com. Vic Faust, Lizzie Sparks, Projo in the house, ready to rock and roll on a Tuesday.
I like your
Yeah.
voice, Vic. That sounds so good. It sounds like the skit on SNL.
No, I knew you were going there. Don't go there.
Okay, I won't go there.
Because you were going to say,
Well, I'm not going to say it now, but it would have been really funny if you'd let me say it. But don't worry about me.
I know, I'm waiting for it. We've got one of you saying,
Balls.
now we'll get one of you saying,
Sweaty balls.
sweaty balls.
Mhm.
I just felt that music going with the vibe. Guys, let's cancel this, cancelthisshow.com. Vic Faust, Lizzie Sparks, Projo in the house. Do we have your camera back today, Projo? Hell
We
yes,
do.
we do.
There he
Love to
is.
see Joe in the house. Thank you. Hey guys, we have fun here to help you in the mornings, get rocking and rolling. For whatever reason, tons of people start kicking in during our 9 o'clock hour. Why is it? Are we too early? Should we start at 9 and go to 11?
I don't know, because our 9 o'clock hour really kicks ass.
I know. That's what
I mean,
I'm
it
saying.
really kicks ass. And I think there's a couple different reasons. I don't think there's, starting at 9 o'clock, there really, and I don't mean to be mean, there really isn't any show that's like, oh my gosh, I have to watch that instead of Cancel This. There really isn't. So Cancel This is the best show at 9 o'clock, for sure. There's some decent shows from 8 until 9, but 9 o'clock, we're really good.
I know.
Yeah, but there are still plenty of people that probably couldn't watch always at 9 because they're going to work or whatever.
So if we started at 9, would we still go till 10 or would we go to 11?
Yeah, Ben says it's 8
8 is
perfect.
perfect. Yeah, and Jamie's saying
Yeah.
no, leave it alone.
8 to 11.
Well,
We would do it. We just need support.
yeah,
We would do that. If we had
for sure. Oh
finances.
yeah, we could go on another.
We
hour,
need
for
support to
sure.
go from actually 8 to 9.
Yeah,
Let's start on the 8 to 9 o'clock hour with technology and people and talent.
that's right. If our 8 to 9, if you could tell everybody from 8 till 9 to put more people there, then it would be great. Then we could add that extra hour. Absolutely.
Now, here's the thing. This is just from the live standpoint. Podcasting was never really designed to go live.
No, you're right.
It's kind of evolved.
Yes.
And we kind of took that, and it was an idea I had here to bring
That's right.
out because some people were doing the live shows, but we wanted to go every day, and we wanted to do it as a live podcast show the new way, because so many people don't watch news anymore. They just don't. And that's not me ripping local news or national news. It just, they don't. And I've got people inside those buildings at local stations and national stations who say the morale is at an all-time low because there's no money. So anyway, we tried to provide people another source, another opportunity to get real information, to get real stories, to get real news you can use, news that your family can use. So that's where we are. But interesting that we get that going on. People jump into a podcast, they want to listen to it. It's quick, 20 minutes, and then we're explaining for 10 minutes what we're doing here.
That's right. That's right.
So we'll figure it out. We'll edit it together to make sure that you guys like, subscribe, share the show. You know what we do here Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Central. I don't know. Most of the people who are jumping in already know what we do. So I don't think I need to break all of that down. But
no. And like Paul's saying, and you guys redefined podcasting.
Thank you.
That was a very good compliment.
And it's a ever-changing situation on a daily basis. Heather says, I don't watch local news unless possible tornado weather. It's a quick look. Yeah.
Yep. Same.
And if you do, Steve Templeton's our guy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He's my guy, Channel 4. Like I said, Megan got me on him.
No, he's good. He's really good. That's who I watch too, if I even watch it. And it is just because the tornado's coming. Otherwise, I can't tell you when the last time I had local news on, because it's so biased, and a lot of it's fake.
We also want to give you the people's platform to come in, jump in the show. You can do that, obviously, with Facebook, with X, with YouTube, with Rumble and Cloud Hub. And of course, we're on the live TV aspect of it where you see us. And then, of course, we go straight to audio.
That's right.
And that's as soon as the show ends, about 15 minutes after the show. Joe puts that on Apple, Google, Spotify, and so forth. So, sometimes the weather with local sports, that's good, or with local news, that can work. So,
yeah.
All right. Good morning to everybody. We're ready to rock and roll. Let's see what we got. Got a lot of stuff going on today. June-teenth celebrated yesterday. For what reason, I have no idea. But Joe Biden had a terrible day. Terrible day. Big news from the American College of Pediatricians. Finally, they come out against surgeries on kids for transgender. Thank God. Also, what we hope happens here in America is happening in France and Germany. The pro-right parties are winning in massive numbers. And leaders who have been accused of being leftist, communist, and actually given us evidence for saying that, are now freaking the truck out. They're freaking the truck out. I promise. I said I was going to stop saying the F word. That's why I did. That's why I say truck or F.
Yeah, that's good. Because we do have sometimes kids.
If anybody says it, I don't care. I just try not to. That's something for me.
Me too.
Me and my sweet baby Jesus, my personal savior. That's what we do.
That's right. Because Jesus says, I love you anyway if you cuss. Like, I even had a shirt that said, I love Jesus, but I cuss a little. And when my kids gave that to me.
Oh my God, that's great.
I'm like, oh, I better switch my mouth up a little bit if that was a present I got from one of my kids. So,
sweet baby Jesus, thank you for my smoking hot wife, Ricky Bobby. So anyway, we love it. What the hell? City of St. Louis hires a guy who embezzled $500,000 from SLU.
That's
nice
correct.
Hire, Tashar and crew.
Yep. He's still on probation, as Kevin is commenting. He's still on probation for this crime.
Girl, Tashara, girl, we need to talk here.
Yeah, we need to have a little talk with you, Tashara.
What the frick is she doing?
What are you thinking? Maybe it's a friend of hers. I don't know. But so he's on probation still, that he can't work in a job that handles money. But he's going to be working in a job that there's money handling around it.
And do you want to do business in the city of St. Louis? There's no reason to go the truck there.
No.
Tashara, what the truck are you doing?
What the truck, Tashara?
What is his exact position? I didn't even see that.
Yeah, I saw it this morning. I don't remember what his position is. Kevin, could you tell us what that is? And I'll look it up in the meantime.
New merch concept. What the truck?
Yeah, what the truck?
Yeah. Okay. So wait a minute. He embezzled $500,000.
Correct. Yes, he would take the city's money and write checks to himself, and then he got. I don't know if he had any jail time or anything. I haven't seen any proof of that. I think he just got probation, and so he's still on probation and now going to be working for the city of St. Louis. I mean,
in what position? That's what I don't know. We need to get that.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. And it does matter. Do we know what the man's race is?
I don't know. I'm looking it up now.
But I guarantee he's a Democrat.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he is a Democrat. That I do know. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know his name.
Yeah, this is great podcasting.
That we're like,
you guys threw me off.
They did. I did hear of it. I just didn't know we were going to talk about it, so I didn't have his name or anything. But I did hear that. Did research that this morning, and like Paul's saying, the city continues to implode in and of itself with the poop decisions that they're making.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we see it.
Yeah.
Anyway, where's the probation officer? So you never know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Bumper sticker from the 70s, Jesus is coming, and boy, he is pissed. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Then he says this out this morning, pretty sure he's a white guy that continued to, why would they would put him in that position? I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? I was getting into things that are happening today. Also, Idaho farmer explaining what the government's doing to farmers. We've been talking farmers, we try to address and stick up for the people who are being crushed in this country without the media telling their stories. And that's what's big to us. People who have been canceled or the government trying to cancel them. And we're not just going to sit back and let that crap happen anymore.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Biden had a horrible day. Yesterday, we had a ton of Trump news, and it was a huge show. Lizzie, thanks for finding that so fast. No urban cities care, and they're all Democratic run. They are.
Mm-hmm.
The city of St. Louis sucks, and we know it. And I'm sorry, it does.
It really does.
It freaking sucks, and it pisses me off. And people in St. Louis had no ideas. I bring this up before, and I'm sorry. Just let me say it. When I moved here, people in Detroit were like, we feel sorry for you that you have to move to that area. And they were 100% right. Now, I was from here, and I already knew. But the other part about the whole situation is the fact that people in St. Louis think that they're so much better than like in the city of St. Louis, how they're doing it.
That's right.
The city of St. Louis is a nightmare.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for the businesses there and people who've tried to start businesses there.
Well,
it's bad.
It is bad. Well, in Vic, Shaw neighborhood is one of the best neighborhoods in the city. And over the last week and a half, they've had over 70 cars broken into, and they've not found who did it.
I believe it's right. Oh, there it is. As I say, the city of St. Louis down about 250 police officers and 100 firefighter positions. You think public safety is a priority? No, it's not. Anyway, Anthony says, cancel this. We cannot allow you to go national. I'm going to be selfish and not allow it. Keep you here. Okay, thank you. That's a nice compliment. Donna said, hey, I watch my local news at 4 a.m. if I'm up, or 6 a.m. I like to see the weather. World news tonight is a good news take, but lots of problems, fake, skewed left. Yeah, of course it is. Only times I go to the city is for a Cards game, a Blues game, a Battlehawks game. Other than that, no, of course, there's no reason to.
Yeah.
So we're here today. We're glad that everything is under the go here. I did need to get into one. Oh, man, I forgot to add something. Oh, yeah, Ben sent it to me. I appreciate it. Yeah, he had already sent it to me. Anyway, so we'll get into all that. One quick story I wanted to talk about too. We got to get. I'm gonna go off the beaten path because I forgot about this. But New York, when it comes to Donald Trump, guess what they're trying to do now? They're trying to take away his liquor license for all of his places because he's a quote convicted felon.
Oh my gosh.
We've told you what's going to happen.
Yep, and it's happening
from the get-go. They're going to find anything and everything. And if you don't believe there's a deep state, you have it right now. There's a lot of bad people in the world. I mean, bad people with bad intentions trying to destroy anything that's good or anything with Trump. And if Trump was so bad, why would people be voting for him? Does that mean you left liberal deep state people are so effed up in your mind that you think the rest of the country has just got it wrong? They're wrong. The problem with left people is the fact that you don't have flags on your house. You don't care about America, and you don't care about the good of America, or you would be promoting America. And that's why we said yesterday, as you see, you know who you are voting for when you have a flag up at your house. Yet you have these coalitions who are trying to now, they're going to continue to go after Trump. And I think, and he beat you. I mean, he whips your ass every day, liberals, Democrats. He whips your ass. He whips your ass. He puts you over his knee and he whips you, and not in a good way.
Yeah, not in a good way.
Because some people like to be whipped, is what I'm told.
Yeah, apparently they do.
Yeah. So
Not me.
anyway.
It's not my cup of tea, but it is some people's cup of tea.
But these are the kinds of things that we've told you and predicted, and they're not going to stop. And when he's president, they're not going to stop. But we still need him there. But Donald is now dealing with that, and they're going to continue over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. So they're trying to take away the liquor license in New York. I mean, how trivial, how bad, because they're, by the fruits that they produce, these people are as evil as they get.
They really are.
We know New York was already evil, and we know they're liars, and there's a lot to be said about this. But in the end, you're going to hear in 2 or 3 or 4 years, maybe even not that long, about all of the crap that was going on with the trial in New York. You're going to hear about all these things if it doesn't fall apart already before then. By the way, Fulton County, they've got all kinds of shit going on down there. Outside of and guess what? Another liberal city run by prosecutors' offices who, instead of talking about quality, talking about color of skin, DEI people didn't earn it, those sorts of situations. And we're going to call it out here. We're not trying to be mean. We're going to have those conversations. We welcome people in. People are afraid to come in and talk. They're afraid to give their answers. They're afraid to talk about real issues because they know that they're not intelligent enough to do it. They don't have the policy to do it. When you can't talk policy, when you don't have the brain power to actually talk policy, then you have to resort to other social evil issues to distort things. And that's what the media does. And we're starting to see it. So when I saw the Donald Trump thing, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I knew it would happen, but here you go. Here you go. Also, the liquor licenses at 3 of his golf courses too. That's what I was referring to.
Yeah, and that's
to try to destroy him financially.
That's right.
That's what it's about, because he's kicking Biden's ass. The left-leaning Democrats are a lost group of people. I don't say they have mental illnesses, Lizzie. I say they're evil.
I do. Well, I do think some mental illness.
I don't have a problem with you not liking losing.
Yeah.
Because even conservatives did not like losing the election, whether you think it was fair or not. But to continually go after somebody, because we all know it's all fake as it is.
We do. Yeah, I agree. And I do agree with you, Vic, that the left, a lot of it is so evil. And it's, and it falls on the Republican side because there's so many leftists that pose as Republicans. I'm not calling them rhinos. I'm just literally saying that they come in and they are a full-blown liberal, and they come into very red areas, and that's evil. And then they pose themselves and they say all the talking points that a person that likes Trump does to get elected. And that is evil. To your point, that is evil. But then there's also a lot on the left that it is a definite mental illness, because they're the ones going around, wanting children to be mutilated. There's nothing not evil about that. And you don't see people on the right saying that at all. So I think it is a combination of pure evil and mental illness. And some people that are mentally ill are evil, and some, they just don't even know what they're doing.
Yeah, well, we try to bring out the truth here. And if there is any common sense liberal, you know exactly what this is about. It's the same thing that happened with the trial as well.
That's right. I don't think you can be common sense if you're a liberal. You might have common sense on the left if you're just an old school Democrat. But if you're a liberal, you don't have any common sense. You think with your feelings and not facts.
But once again, he's dominating in the swing states, and he's going to win this election. If Joe Biden is the candidate, there is absolutely no way he's not going to win the election.
That's right.
It's going to freaking hold up. Chris says, by the way, Vic, you brought up Atlanta. Just read that a judge held. If you can pop that up, because I wanted to see that, Joe, so that everybody can see this comment, or the comment that Chris was making regarding Fulton County and the judge bringing up there. Judge just read that a judge held a lawyer in contempt of court in Fulton County when the lawyer found out that the judge had a secret meeting with the prosecution. This is a rapper's case, by the way. I know exactly what you're referring to. Confronted the judge about it and wouldn't tell the judge how he found out. That's your liberal justice for you. So all these Democratic, liberally ran deep state places, DEI hires, not quality, not education, not ready for jobs, but DEI hires, and you see them. I mean, we saw one out of St. Louis go after Marjorie Taylor Greene
Mm-hmm.
with no education. You know, and then let's see you get in a bikini. Let's see what you look like.
That's right.
Because I guarantee you don't look half as good as Marjorie Taylor
That's
Greene
true.
did in her 50th. And you're not 50 either on top of it.
On top of it
But I
all.
get so tired of that. That's my sister. And she has no education.
That's right. You can have your sister be
And
your friend still, but you don't hire him to a job you can't do.
yeah. And then Facebook or other organizations go after blacks for Trump.
That's right.
But regardless, I digress. Corruption's everywhere. It's also frightening, and it should be.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw this too. CBS poll had Biden and Trump neck and neck in swing states.
It's
LOL.
like, come on.
We know.
Uh-huh.
It's all part of the crap. It's all part of the game. Okay.
That's right.
Why the hell when's June-teenth?
June-teenth is like in 2 days
It's
from now.
June 19th.
Yes, exactly.
Uh-huh.
What's
So
the
why
day?
they did it early?
June 11th.
Okay. If you want to brand June-teenth, you have to, I mean,
Mhm.
come on.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
That's right.
It's not till the 19th. And you're celebrating June-teenth yesterday?
Yeah. Don't know the reasoning why, or even if they said why they were celebrating.
Do people
it.
get off for June-teenth again? And if
They
you
do now. A lot of big corporations, they do.
Okay. Were you off yesterday or is it next week?
It would be next week. It's June 19th.
Okay. And I'm just trying to be educated. I want to make sure I understand again. What does June-teenth celebrate? Somebody educate me.
Yeah, June-teenth. Well, somebody said it's on Saturday, but June-teenth is something I never heard of until told me that I was going to be off for a federal holiday. And it's celebrated annually on June 19th to commemorate the ending of slavery in the United States. And the holiday's name means June and teenth. And it was first came about supposedly all the way back on June 19th in 1865, when Major General Gordon Granger ordered the final enforcement of the proclamation in Texas.
I'm all for it.
Me too. I have no
I'm all
I
for it.
have no problem with this. It's just, why are we celebrating it now?
Well,
But I don't have an issue with the holiday. I don't. And I
okay.
enjoyed the day off where I worked, where we got it off.
Well, the reason I just want to make sure I understood, because we're a show about being educated and
Mhm.
educating other people.
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Okay. With that being said, I am convinced now there is no effing way in hell Joe Biden. I got on this a year ago
Mhm.
and I got off. Now I'm back on. There's no way he's going to be the candidate for the Democratic nominee.
Yeah, you've been saying that all along.
No, I started, then I came back off. Then Joe started talking about it a while back where there's no way. Now I'm back on. And the reason I was thinking now, because there's no other candidate.
Right.
And I started to say that because we were told that Michael Michelle was not going to run ever.
Right.
There is no Democrat in the stable anywhere
Mhm.
that can run for president. There's none. There is none.
Mhm.
But Joe Biden is not running for president. There is no way. He can't do it. Case in point, the June-teenth celebrations yesterday. Joe, I guess let's start with some of the video of him. Is short-circuiting. Looks like a wax figure from a wax museum.
Yeah.
What doesn't belong in this picture is what I would say. Look at this video right here. And we can talk over it, Joe, as you play it. Joe Biden for June-teenth. Look at it. What's going on?
Everybody's dancing but him. He's
Is there a way to
standing there.
enlarge that picture, Joe? Or is that the biggest one that from what I gave you? Watch him and look at this. For our listeners on the podcast, he's just stuck in time, like looking out beyond her.
Mhm.
What's going on? I'm Joe. Where am I? He's at a June-teenth celebration, clapping, cheering. I don't know what. Is that Kamala next to him?
Yeah, that's Kamala.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
Look at what's he doing?
He's just standing
With a
there.
weird look on his face.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh. Oh.
And now he
Oh.
bumps the guy next to him.
What the hell?
He's got a big smile on his face,
Okay.
but I'm not sure that he knows what he's smiling about. Maybe so. He did hand bump the guy next to him.
It's just a bad look. Look at this. I
really
don't.
does.
This is embarrassment. Just
Mhm.
embarrassment all over the place.
Yeah, it is. Look at that.
Clapping, and he's just stuck. I can't move.
You know what? I
can't
just now
move.
look at the guy. Okay, look at Joe Biden and 3 over. There is a man in a dress. This
Where?
look at Joe and look at 3
To the
down. That is
left.
a man.
Wait a
in
minute. What color?
dress.
What color dress?
Gold.
Gold, like a gold and red and gold.
That's a man.
That's a man.
Oh dear Jesus, help me.
That's a man. So
I believe I see a beard.
yeah, it's
Oh,
the guy's even got a
I didn't
beard.
even see that.
That's a guy in a dress. Okay, so this is Juneteenth. Okay, so a couple people on the chat line said they thought Juneteenth had something to do because it was Pride Month. And a lot of people up until just a couple years ago didn't know what it even was. Okay, so if you don't know what it is and you're watching this, there's black and white there, and that's great. I think white people should celebrate the end of slavery too. But then you see a guy in a dress on the White House lawn. I just keep wanting to go, is this the Twilight Zone?
He's black and she's black and she's free, apparently.
Is that a she or a he?
Well,
She.
maybe, who knows what they identify as.
Yeah, that's right.
She
That's right.
looks like a she to me.
Yeah. Well, she looks
Kinda.
like a she, but she's got a beard.
And of course he's right up front and center for high visibility,
That's
the
right.
virtual signaling of what's going on. Is this what? Okay, so it's mostly black community because Juneteenth. So is the black community all about like putting trans in front of your face? Is that? I guess this is what the black community is for. I
don't think so.
I know that's not so, and that's why so many African Americans in a quick amount of time have jumped ship from the Liberal Party
Yeah.
to the Republicans.
Yeah, that's not a good look for the liberals, because I know a lot of black people, both Democrat and Republican, that they don't like this virtual signaling. I mean, this is all a liberal thing. This is just liberal. This isn't a black thing that you've got this black guy up there in a dress, that he's a he, she. His pronouns are a she, he, them, him, whatever. But that's the thing that struck me when I first saw it. And then when I see Joe Biden, I'm like, what is he
Chris,
doing?
please tell me that's not true. He said he's been in the latest modern Cinderella movie. He was the fairy godmother.
Oh my gosh.
Even Kamala's husband, I mean, he understands a little bit about how to fit in, just a little bit. Look at that look on Biden's face.
Uh-huh.
That right there. He is such a lost man, and I'm sorry.
So lost. Yes.
I understand where pride comes as we talk about it, but if you're a Democrat and liberal, I mean, shame on you if you say that you should vote for that. Shame on you. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's have a real adult conversation. Shame on you.
That's right. And they all know.
Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you.
That's right. And Annette is saying he definitely doesn't know what's going on. And she thinks that no way he is running again.
Awkward, the court jester. No, he's not.
Awkward.
He's not. There's no way. He's lost his freaking mind. Joe, let's continue with our videos from June-teenth. If that was bad, but we got plenty more where this is coming from, which is why I'm telling you there's no way he's running for president. There's no way. Even the deep state, as much as they've gotten over asleep America, knows that they cannot run this man against the Trump Express, the Trump train coming down the tracks, the most popular, most important political figure in the history of our country, the most popular president, the most popular political man that we have ever seen in this country. Here it is. Now look at him. They're sitting front and center. They're all clapping. What is he doing? What is the man doing? It's like your phone.
He's frozen.
It's like you plug in something and you're getting just it's like it's broke or going. It's like you get a little bit of energy, a little bit of electricity, but not what you're supposed to get.
Yes.
It's like he's flickering. It's like a light bulb ready to go out. It's like flickering. What is that? It's
yeah, his light bulb was really dim.
I got a question. Who's the white guy, the balding white guy with gray hair next to Cammie?
No, that's her husband.
Her
I was just
husband.
talking
That's
about.
her husband?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the guy I said.
Because the person in the gold and red is right next to him still. And I'm wondering if maybe the guy on the end is that person's husband?
Could be.
You know what? The guy in the all gold, you notice he's not crossing his legs.
That's That's right.
He's all spread eagle, baby.
Yeah, he's like, look at my junk under my trunk. That's
Oh
what
my
he's saying.
God.
Oh, that is just so weird. And it's crazy. Gary is saying that all they keep doing is normalizing the weirdos we keep seeing to pave the way for Big Mike.
There's no way, guys. I'm telling you, he is not running. There's no way Joe Biden is running. They cannot run this guy.
That's right.
I know they're putting all the pieces of the puzzle together right now to try to make things as difficult for Trump if he were to win in Congress. Right. But yeah, I guess they didn't have enough seats. Where's Jill? Oh yeah, she's in court with Hunter, who's his handler.
I'm guessing Kansas.
Look at him. He's stuck.
He is
what
stuck.
What is he doing now?
And even pretend for just a minute here that he's not looking like he just had a stroke or has dementia. He is very, very uncomfortable sitting there. And so if you don't know what's wrong with him, you just think he doesn't like Black people because he's so rigid. And we already know he's a racist. So this whole thing has to make him very uncomfortable.
He looks lost, staring into space. He's not all there again. Yeah, the debate's been set. I can't remember what the name is.
It's the 27th.
And allegedly, he is going to go prepare to beat Donald Trump. That came out from the White House yesterday, by the way. Annette says, well, Biden's crossing his legs. Guess he has no
cannolis.
Or a cannoli. However you want to.
He's sitting there looking like a cannoli. He looks like a robot, for sure. He looks like his robot has short-circuited just sitting there. But you know what? And to your point, and a lot of the listeners' point about they're not going to run him, we kept speculating for a while. There was two Joe Bidens, one that kind of looked like he didn't have dementia.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell?
And now they're always putting Dementia Joe out. And why would they keep doing that if they have a body double, other than the fact that they're just showing people he can't do this, so at the end they can spring on somebody?
Well, June-teenth made sure to tell you that June-teenth is all about transgender,
that's right,
cross-dressing, drag dressing in your face. They want you accept us or you don't accept us type of deals. That's in your face. So now the reason I was being kind of silly, I know what June-teenth is all about. I was trying to make sure that we understood what the definition is.
Yeah. And it's not a bad
because
holiday.
I didn't know that June-teenth was all about making sure that trans is about June-teenth.
Yeah, I didn't think it had anything to do with transgenders, other than it's.
But now I've been told that June-teenth is about trans.
Yeah, that's what people are telling us.
Well, that's what the liberals are telling us.
That's right.
Way to try to screw up something that could be special.
Yeah.
You're going to accept us or else.
Yeah, and like I agree with Gary, they're normalizing this behavior. If you're a small kid or a teenager, somebody impressionable that has zero political beliefs, but you're sitting here watching the president on June-teenth, which actually is not a bad holiday if you know what the real meaning is, and you see a guy with a beard with his legs wide open in a dress, you would think, oh my gosh, okay, June-teenth is about guys and girls dressing in outfits like them and transgenders and all that. So that's a shame, because June-teenth should be a very important day about, the slavery is no more. Instead, it's being overtaken by a guy with the dress, because that's the only thing I could keep looking at. I looked at him more than I looked at
I can't unsee that now.
Yeah.
And that's your fault, Joe.
That is
you made sure that I saw that.
I'm the one that pointed
it was you?
It's me.
I was wondering who made me see the woman or the man or the he, she. June-teenth is about emancipation of the last enslaved African Americans. Yes, we know that.
And that makes sense as to why we celebrate that.
Les says he thinks that they had to get June-teenth out of the way. Of course, as we talked about to start the show, it starts on the 19th so that they can celebrate the rest of Pride Month.
That's probably true. That is probably true. And look how confusing they have made this holiday, when June-teenth should be something really could get a whole month. Pride, who you have sex with, you should not have for a whole month.
Oh yeah, we know that. By the way, just want to make sure, is our feed all good today, guys? Are we all good with the feed?
Yeah, I don't see
I
any
believe
problem
so.
with any
All
of the
right.
feeds.
All right. So that's not it from June-teenth, which was a really bad day for Joe Biden. Let's move on to our other Joe Bidens from yesterday. Okay. I got to set this up. If anybody can tell me exactly what this word is, we want you live in studio with us.
That's
for a
right.
day.
Well,
Mhm.
okay, so this I think I think I did the other one. This
No.
one's 35 seconds.
No, this is what we want.
Oh, is it the same one?
Mhm.
No,
Okay.
Joe, but yeah,
Well, there's two of these then.
Well, there's probably tons
There's
of them.
one that's 6 seconds long,
yeah,
and then there's
it's
this
part
one.
of this.
Okay.
All right,
okay.
you got the right one, buddy. If anybody can tell me what Joe Biden was saying at Juneteenth celebrations, we want you in studio,
We
as
sure
if
do.
that's a massive award.
That's right.
Here we go.
Folks, that's what Juneteenth is all about. This is why I awarded the Medal of Freedom to Miss Oprah Lee as well, the grandmother of Juneteenth. She knows so long as she was denied, our freedom can never be secured. Her decades-long march brought her here to the White House when she stood by my side as I signed the Juneteenth federal holiday and handed her the signing pen for helping make Juneteenth possible. Folks, that's what Juneteenth.
Folks.
Okay, that was Joe Biden slurring all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Now we set you up for the word that we have absolutely no idea what he made up again yesterday. I think he put 4 different words. So you heard him slurring. We already know that. And now, what the hell is he saying here?
She knows so long as she was denied, our freedom can never be secured. She knows so long as she was denied, our freedom can never be secured.
Wait a second, Joe. That's those we listened to the out there.
Okay, that's what I said. This is the 6 seconds one.
No, we listened to both of them. I thought.
I thought.
I don't understand what he's.
However,
saying.
that was both of them.
No, we listened out there to the word. Here, I'll send it
That's
to you.
what he's saying it right there.
Let's hear again.
This is it.
She knows so long as she was denied, our freedom can never be
That's it.
secured.
What the hell is he saying?
She knows so long as she was denied,
I think
our freedom can never be secured.
Kimberly says he's speaking in tongues. So if anybody can tell us
Oh,
what
no.
he's saying,
There ain't no Holy Spirit on that man.
no, there isn't.
Sorry.
Mhm.
I'll tell you that right now.
Mhm.
He needs some Holy Spirit. He actually needs some holy water too. Bathe him in that stuff. They need to clean the White House up.
Oh,
I
boy,
hope
do
Donald
they.
Trump brings some holy water in and
I
they
think
wash
so too.
that place down before he returns. What? Okay, Joe, one more time. Can we hear what the hell? Just I want right now. Jeannie wins because Jeannie said it was YTYYYYLLTT. What? Here we go.
She knows so long as she was denied, our freedom can never be secured.
Now,
She knows
Donna's
she
trying
knows
to
so
make.
Just
long as
in this
she
to
was
Democrats
denied,
who think this
freedom
man
can
should
never be
even be
secured.
in the White House
She-
one day longer.
Donna's trying to.
She no loss. She denied.
She thinks he says, "Wow, for so long her freedom was denied," is what it was supposed to say, and it doesn't sound anything like that.
What is going
But
on?
Donna might have just won because that makes sense. But I can't get that out of it.
She is lost long in the.
Mm-hmm. And Tracy says they truly need a video of what his translators say for the deaf. Because whoever those people are, they need a raise.
And what do you? Yeah, what do you do as a signer?
Yeah. She no loss, she no nada.
Is it just like it's your hands up?
Yeah. You just have to. I don't know what you would do. That is a really good question because you can't understand what he's saying. I think it's something about freedoms not having denied.
The White House stenographer has to quit over that one.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your sauce? This man is such a buffoon. Lost.
Oh my
And
gosh.
if you're a liberal Democrat voting for him, you're worse.
Yeah.
You know why you're worse?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, but you have to hear this. You're worse because you have we want to give you the benefit of the doubt, a functioning brain where he
Mhm.
doesn't.
That's right. And we should, and like Benny
What
said,
the
we shouldn't have to guess. That's the president of the United States, and we're having to guess what he's saying. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Research of your sauce.
I think that's the best
Jill,
one.
Jill,
Worcestershire sauce.
Jill.
Jill.
Lizzie sent a great picture. This is what it's like in the White House when we don't see Joe Biden on stage. And this was so right.
This is classic Joe Biden eating his chocolate ice cream.
That's not chocolate.
Oh, well, oh yeah, that's vanilla. Well, how do you know it's not chocolate? They lie so much. That could be chocolate. Sitting in his Depends. Worcestershire sauce.
Oh, Susan had a good, wash your sister. Wash your sister.
Wash your sister.
Wash your sister. That may have been.
Wash your sister, Vic.
Just first, could you imagine? We've shown you probably what, 100 just in the last year, 100, Joe? Maybe 100 Biden
at least
mess ups, mumbling, jumbling, screwing up, making up. At least if Donald Trump did this twice.
Oh, he did one just recently because his teleprompter went out and he went completely off the cuff, which is what Joe Biden cannot do.
He cannot do it.
And that you know, I attribute that to.
He can't do anything without a teleprompter. And it's so embarrassing, like Terry is saying, that we're even having to guess that's the president of the United States. That if I was a big betting person, you truly know he's sitting there in Depends. I mean, and that's not even me making fun of him. A lot of elderly people, they can't hold their bladder. Hell, I can't hold my bladder half the time. But I mean, sitting there and you can't understand what he's saying. And this is the president of Worcestershire sauce. I mean, what? I mean, that's the president of the United States. And we literally think he could be saying Worcestershire sauce. I'm Joe Biden and this is June-teenth, it's Worcestershire sauce and the freedom of the world. I mean, that is ridiculous. Well, and like Jeannie's saying, this is the acting president. Because even Dr. Phil, if you saw his interview yesterday, calls Donald Trump the president.
Annette says mainstream media doesn't show his bumbles and fumbles.
No, they
don't. That's a sad joke and I think that's why left-leaning liberals feel as if he's decent because they don't know. But they choose to put their head down in the sand and not educate themselves. But you know who does know about all this stuff is local media.
They do.
Anchors, reporters, producers, news directors, GMs, they know, but they refuse to show you.
That's right.
National media refuses to do this. Local radio, they know that they need to be shown, they need to be held accountable, but we will. And that's what we're going to do. And we're grateful to you guys. That's why we've, as we say, become the #1 most downloaded news talk show throughout the St. Louis area because we're real and we're going to talk about it. And yeah, oh my God.
Well, and that's true, Vic. When you literally, if you turn on the radio and you listen to the news section of any sort of radio program, they're shoveling the bullshit about Hunter and Joe Biden and all that kind of stuff. And I'm looking and I'm going,
they're just trying to collect checks.
And people believe this stuff. I don't think half the people do, but the people who are not discerning, they believe that stuff that's on the radio.
Well, they figured it out yesterday that there was a problem with Joe Biden because when Kamala came up to speak, she was, this is what's so interesting. Watch this. Watch what happens. What happens is they cut off the feed as soon as, they literally cut off the feed as soon as she finishes. Joe Biden was supposed to speak. Joe Biden did not speak. And then it just disappears. And we're like, wait a second. What the hell is going on? None of this stuff makes sense. This isn't what's supposed to happen. We'll show you the video and explain more after. Just look at it.
Ambition and aspiration, courage and conviction of the people of our nation. And now to introduce our first performer, I welcome back to the stage my friend Roy Wood Jr. Thank you all.
Okay, this is the live stream, and it was supposed to stay up for an hour after for Joe Biden to come in and talk. And this is what happened right here. And guess what? They didn't show the live stream. It just disappeared. It left. It was gone. What the hell? What the hell happened? Literally, people were confused at what are they hiding? What were they hiding? Would it be nice to get the original footage?
It would be. And wouldn't it be nice if there was one truthful person sitting at that place and eventually comes out, it'll probably be 3 years from now and go, they cut that live feed because they just couldn't do it.
He was supposed to stand up there and take questions with the Democratic caucus And that was supposed to be on the feed. And guess what? It didn't happen.
Mm-mm-mm.
They just cut the freaking feed. They cut it off. What is he doing?
Yeah, I guess
It's over. They can't show. They figured it out. He's
Mhm.
he's done. The guy's done. There's no way. Joe Biden is not running.
Yeah.
There's no way. No way in freaking hell this guy's running. There's no way the deep state will allow this to happen because they know they can't push this over on Americans.
That's right.
It can't happen. It can't.
I just still don't know who they're going to run other than people in our chat line are saying it will either be somebody that Obama can control or they're still saying it's Michelle.
This is great. I just had somebody on Twitter tell me they used to like me, but now they know I'm a hateful MAGA moron. It's sad that this has happened to me.
And somebody's just said that on the Twitter feed?
On my
your own
Twitter.
personal? Yeah.
No, it's sorry. And at least she was nice and respectful.
She the only problem that she has with you at all, the only problem she has with you at all is that you're wanting to make America great again. You're not meaner because you see the truth. She just doesn't agree with you politically. That's
yes,
it.
correct.
That's it. And that's the problem. When people don't agree with you politically, they just, especially the left, they just go full force. I used to like you, but now I don't because you're just so hateful and you're ugly and you're a racist and you're a homophobe and you're this and you like the orange guy, but you didn't change. You're the same person.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. It is what it is and it happens. So whatever.
I'm surprised you don't get more of that.
I agree.
I'm surprised because we don't get a whole lot of that. I'm surprised we don't get a lot more. And you know why we don't? 2015, 16, 17, we would have gotten a whole lot more than that. But Vic, you showed the footage yesterday of what happened in California. Those people that might have been hateful to us, 5 years ago or so are waking up. That person that said that about you, they don't know the truth is why they could even say that because times have changed and more people understand you and I are not sitting there going, oh my gosh, Donald Trump is our savior. But we do want the strongest man in America to save our country.
But just
close
remember,
our border.
There are people who think that if you like Trump, you're hateful.
That's right.
That's it.
That's it. They just think you're hateful.
They think that you're everything that they think he is.
That's right. And that's the sad thing with our country this day. People who don't agree, even in the primaries, if you don't like the same candidate as somebody else, then you're hateful and you're mean and you're bad and you're awful. It's like people just like who you want to like. And if you don't agree with who it is, move along. And then you can, whoever her candidate is would have to be Joe Biden. But
well, of course.
But
I guarantee she doesn't know or doesn't see
that he poops his pants
and everything else.
Right. And that he short circuits.
Yeah.
And that they have to cut live feeds because
we
you
know
don't
how
know
that
what he's
goes.
doing.
I
mean, seriously.
You won't want to miss this, but coming up at 9:00 in about 10 minutes, we're going to get to Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
And what she has admitted about January 6th in a video. And this, like I said, the scorecard will always show truth always shines. What do we say? We're truth seekers. You've got to have truth before you have anything else. A relationship with a politician and constituents in a husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. A relationship can't go until you have truth. We're just about truth. And there's too many Democrats that don't know the truth. And that's why you have to be, oh my God, you have to be patient because they don't get it and they don't understand. All right. So Chris says it's going to be Joe, only as a figurehead, unless Joe goes the way of the dodo bird. I think he's already gone there.
Yeah.
They have to run him out until after the election. Then they can replace him with knee pad Cammie, who will be another deep state puppet. I guess that makes more sense.
Yeah, I think they're gonna run him. I do.
But I don't know how they've got no chance at running him. Zero. Even though a lot of what Joe Biden is doesn't get out to the American people.
Yeah.
Similar to rock music. If you liked it, you were promiscuous. Maybe devil worship, on and on.
Yep. Very true.
So someone on Rumble, let me know what you think of this, said that Vivek said on Hannity that Hillary would be the one to take over Biden's spot.
Yeah. I've heard that.
That was the voice of Pro-Joe.
I've heard that.
Guys, thanks for liking and subscribing and sharing our show everywhere where we're. Oh, there's Joe. Look at him.
That's a big statement that Vivek said about, I don't know if it's true or not, but that Hillary would be the one to take Biden's spot. Why would it be Hillary? Well, because that's the evil they know. I mean, that would make sense that it would be Hillary.
To run, she'd have no chance.
No, maybe they were meaning, I got the impression he was saying to replace. Like,
no, they couldn't just bring her in and replace.
I would hope not. Well, then why would Vivek say that? But he did say that. He did. That's why a lot of people that are conservative still question Vivek, because he says these statements that just do not make any sense. But then, so did Donald Trump, said things that people didn't think made sense. And then all of a sudden, a year later, he was right all along. I'm not saying that about Vivek. I don't know. I don't know why he said that.
I'm just going to tell you, the American people, even though we want, and people that listen to the show want the American people to be more awake than what they are, people are waking up around the world big time.
Mm-hmm.
Look at France and Germany have now elected leaders that are pro-right conservative leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And the right is celebrating and the left is losing their freaking mind
Mm-hmm.
in France. But
That's
people
right.
are celebrating, and we show you those videos. I mean, just look at some of the things that are going on right now. France, they're celebrating. Look at that. People like Donald Trump in France and Germany. People around the world are starting to see what's happening.
Yes.
We don't want your deep state, new world order bullshit rammed down our throats. We want our freedom.
Mm-hmm.
We want capitalism. Yep, and don't forget about Argentina, who we've talked about so many times, Malai, who is friends with Donald Trump, and there is a mutual respect. I'm sorry, this is shaping up as one of those things that's a good versus evil, and I know liberals will get upset as me saying it. This is crazy. This is massive, as I like to say. And look at the quote from France's new president. And not only is she a hardcore conservative, she is somebody who doesn't give a shit about what you're going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the new leader of France, Le Pen. She is the leader of the French National Unity Party. We will return all refugees to their homelands without exception. Now, there are people on the left who will say, that's racist. They're mean. And of course, these are the dumbasses, and they can't show you proof. We show you proof. Plenty of dumbasses all around the country. You put a mic in front of them, and then they'll spew all kinds of crap, lies, and they don't back it up. They'll poll. I mean, we had one of those guys who's in the afternoon one day try to tell us that the diary, Ashley Biden showering with her dad, Joe, wasn't true. And then what evidence did he give us? He pulled it off social media from somebody's opinion.
It was just an opinion. It wasn't any factual.
Yet it was entered as evidence and used as evidence to put somebody in jail. I mean, this is what I'm saying. There are people who are doing this. If you could put the president back up of France, Joe, I was going to finish her quote. We will return all refugees to their homelands without exception. The left committed catastrophic mistakes against France. We do not want terrorists in our country. People, the revolution has begun.
Amen.
And I am not overstating it.
Yeah.
France, Germany, Argentina, and now it's America's time.
Well, and Bindi's saying that she lost the last time. And that's why it's very important. If you're somebody like a Trump candidate that is so great and you lost any time in the past, keep fighting, keep going on, try to do it the next election, because people weren't ready in France for a Trump type back then, but now they are, because they're seeing this is not just happening in America. This is, like Vic was saying earlier, a whole world order thing. This is a whole globalization of the elites trying to take the little guys down, and people have had it. They've had it. So I'm glad that she continued to try when she lost the last time. I had forgotten she had lost. And Annette is saying, yes, libs have no truth. And that she said her husband calls them out and they shut down. So, I mean, it is like they're called, Yahoo goofballs. People go on, all of us have had that. Pro Joe's had it, I've had it, where you just try to speak truth and people who don't know the truth just come at you because they're butthurt. They're totally about feelings and what they've heard.
Annette says she prays daily for DJT.
You got to.
Venezuela, Argentina, but Venezuela was destroyed, and now they're trying to came back. Okay, Midnight Sun says, guys, and we want everybody's opinion. Le Pen comes from a political family. Be careful with that. She's far right.
Yes. Yeah, she's far right is what she's saying.
But what does that mean?
I'm not sure what she's meaning on there. Sometimes the far right are what some people consider extremists, and they don't get anything done.
Don't you call that the woke right?
I call it the woke right.
I was waiting for you to say woke right.
I call it the woke right. Now, I'm still saying the woke right is still better than any Democrat you can elect. But the problem, sometimes their feelings, why I call somebody woke right, and it's a term I stole from somebody else, is literally just because their feelings, they go on their feelings that they want, that they're conservative, and their feelings are typically right about wanting to save America, but they don't know how to take those feelings and move them into facts and then legislate it.
French nationalism. She's like Trump.
Yes, that's a good thing. Nationalism is a great thing.
And that's what you're seeing around these countries. It's about nationalism. And that's what it should be about.
Mm-hmm.
Man, love of your country,
Yeah.
love of freedom. Not somebody sticking their face in your business over and over, day after day, telling what you've got to do, what you're going to do.
That's right. Vic, they've turned, and I'm meaning the left and the mainstream media, if they tried several years back to take the term nationalism and make it a dirty word, especially if you're a Christian nationalism, then you're hate-filled and not tolerant. And now people are waking up. That just simply means your country comes first. That's it. So, for example, if you own a chain of Pizza Huts, you're not going to then keep going eating at Domino's. Same thing. You need to take care of your own company and your own country first. It's not a bad thing. Nationalism is a good thing. And people are wanting to take their countries back. And you need somebody that's a nationalist to do that.
Donna says, live with dignity and respect. Don't overrule others with your personal way of living.
That is very true. Very, very true.
It all makes sense, doesn't it? So big time national, international story going on with France and Germany. And what is happening? Oh, yeah. Another white Christian nationalists became a bad thing because it started with the media telling you what you need to hear, what you need to see. Now people are starting to wake up, but it just takes time for everybody to realize that you can't trust what you see on TV. You just can't. And that's what we try to do. We try to help people from that standpoint. And we're grateful for the advertisers and for the sponsors who allow us to do what we do in the capacity that we do it every day. So we're trying everything that we can possibly do when it comes to the show of showing you. And for that, we are grateful for Complete Auto Body Repair. We know that they are doing the best job that they can on your vehicles. They continue to grow, not only throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area, but statewide for a reason, because they know what they're doing and they do it at a top-notch level. If something is wrong with your vehicle, A to Z, and we've all been there, you go there, you give them a call. At least you get it checked out before you go somewhere else. That's what we say. If you're going to spend money and do something, do it. But please check them out first. And it supports us. And let them know that you heard about them or appreciate them advertising on Cancel This. CompleteAB.com, CompleteAB.com, or go to 314-731-7999. Once again, 314-731-7999. Also, the St. Louis Injury Council, David Greger. You're not going to find a better attorney when it comes to taking care of you if you've been in a car accident or from a trucking accident, or when it comes to any workers' comp case, any PI case. He's also the super conservative attorney. 7 for 7 in cases of getting people their jobs offered back to them because they refused to take the shot in the arm. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he promotes it. He's licensed in 7 states. And if you give him a call, and his number is on the screen for you, 314-619-4230. He's going to decrease the fee so you get more money. And that's why we love Dave as well. He's also written many of the laws because he's an accountant when it comes to car accidents and workers' comp laws in the state. Give him a call before you sign with anybody. I did. I used him not once, but twice, and I was shocked at the results. Also, WeQuipUSA.com, WeQuipUSA.com, the rental site where you go to rent items that you may not have time to buy or want to buy right now, but just use for a little bit. Or if you have your own items and you want to put them on there, check them out. Go to the website, WeQuipUSA.com, and let them know. They've also sell big spaces. Maybe you have something that can be used over and over again, multiple things. Check it out. And of course, our good friends at Winty's. Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley, the local food check saloon, some of the best pizza, burgers, wings, smoked meat you're going to find. Great service, awesome entertainment on the weekends. Just you feel comfortable when you go there. The food is top. I mean, many super items. Talk to people, I don't know, 7 or 8 people. I have something that's their favorite, that's different, which is why they know what they're doing. And of course, they were doing so well, they went out and bought the Roadhouse in Defiance. And guess what? Month in, that's kicking ass. Same menu for the most part, same good service, and of course, the same good times. Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley and Winty's Roadhouse. Guys, we appreciate you jumping in for canceltheshow.com. Vic Faust, Lizzie Sparks, Projo in the house. We always ask you, please like, subscribe, share the show. Let people know what we're doing from a big-time organic standpoint when it comes to trying to give you free speech, when it comes to making sure you know about the stories that you need to hear, that your family can use, news you can use that you're not going to find on local or national media. Maybe even not even when you're looking through websites to try to get your news. We encourage you to find your own news, but we also put this together. We talk this 24 hours a day with our entire staff, and we talk it with you guys. And we appreciate you guys getting on the People's Platform. When we look down, when Lizzie's looking at her stuff, that's what we're doing. We're letting people know what we got going on. Right, Lizzie?
That's
we
right,
rock and
Vic.
roll. We're
Good
grateful.
job, Vic.
Yeah.
Good job.
So if you know of any other advertisers or sponsors, let us know. Vic at canceltheshow.com, Lizzie at canceltheshow.com. And we have a donation button. If you feel led to support us with something, anything helps us. We are grateful for anything that could come in. So cancel this here Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Central, and all the time on our website, canceltheshow.com. We have our 400th episode coming up in just 7 shows. Or
That's
was
crazy.
it? Yeah, I know, 393 already. So hitting 400, we're here. We're making things happen. The attorney's name, Darren, is David Gregory. His phone number, again, to give it so you can give Dave a call, is, and we'll put that back up for you, it's 314-619-4230. 314-619-4230. And we'll write that in there to you we'll write that number for you in the Facebook or the chat line, 314-619-4230. If you give him a call, you, your family, your friend, you're talking, let them know. Let them know, hey, before you call anybody else to take care of the business, to make sure you get as much compensation back as you should, give Dave a call. And he's going to eliminate some of those fees so you get more. And we appreciate you asking. All right, back to the show. Nancy Pelosi. We all knew what an evil politician she was. We knew what she was trying to do. If you didn't know anything else about Nancy Pelosi and her entire career, one moment is all you needed to know about Nancy. And it's when she ripped apart Donald Trump's speech in Congress. And it showed you what an evil witch. You can switch the W around for a B, and that happens, and that makes sense as well. A complete, just narcissist, nasty, evil, self-serving politician who got rich on illegal trades with her husband, and it's been proven. She refused to talk about it publicly. Then, after she showed you what she was all about, ripping up his speech, she blamed all of J6 on Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't ask for any sort of help. It was all Donald's fault. I had no responsibility. I did nothing. I was afraid for my life. Well, now we see more truth come out. She admits here on videotape that she was responsible for what happened January 6th, and she was responsible for not getting the National Guard in position. Listen to the video. Maybe we'll play it a second time.
We have responsibility, Terry. We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have. This is ridiculous. You're going to ask me in the middle of the thing when they've already breached the inaugural stuff that Should we call the Capitol Police? I mean, the National Guard? Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with?
They thought that they had sufficient
That
resources.
is not a question of how they had been. They don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not having them just prepare for more. We have responsibility,
Listen to her again.
Terry. We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have. This is ridiculous. You're going to ask me in the middle of the thing when they've already breached the inaugural stuff that should we call the Capitol Police? I mean, the National Guard? Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with?
They thought that they had sufficient
That
resources.
is not a question of how they had been. They don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not having them just prepare for more. We have.
I'm like, whoa, are you kidding me?
I would love to know who was filming her.
I just said it. Her daughter.
That was her daughter?
Her daughter.
I didn't realize. So her daughter filmed that.
Her daughter filmed that.
Got it. I just was hearing in my head that her daughter was in the car with her. I didn't realize she was the one filming it. And what's interesting, I wonder why. Because I know that her son-in-law has been involved in some things. The daughter is around all that. Did she all of a sudden get a conscience as why this was leaked? I mean, why? I mean, we talked about this a lot, that things are always leaked several years later when the damage isn't so great and people have forgotten about it.
Yeah, we talk about that.
Yes, but this is still interesting why the daughter took that. Why would the daughter be filming that? That's just interesting. I mean, you don't typically have your children going around filming you talking about things.
This is pretty damn weird.
Yeah, it really is.
And how did this video get out?
How did it?
This is what her daughter shot this of her. Okay,
Wow.
there's a lot to break down there. Number one, her daughter shooting the video. Two,
Right.
how the hell it got out. Three, she admitted it and never, ever, ever admitted it in public. Blamed it on Trump. This is where we break it down. Diane says it's because she knows she was the mastermind and did not want the National Guard. It's all about not being able to testify to the Senate and the House about the corrupt election.
Yeah.
So, Diane, I can't disagree.
Yeah, no, Diane is right about that. And right when this all happened, the day this happened, I was told by good inside sources who was involved in this, who could have had the National Guard there and didn't. And it's like, it's easy for me to say.
It's her.
Right. It's been said from day one. So they had it hidden though, for the average person to understand it really was all her. And now it's leaked. I mean, that's huge.
We got all kinds of opinion. I can't even keep up with the comments right now. Jerry says she was drunk acting. She knew all along. She seems drunk, piled up, forgot. She denied it. She may not know she was being videotaped. Somebody else
I'm sure
thinks
she
she
did.
does. I don't think she was.
No,
It was right in her face, man. There's no way she didn't know that camera was right there.
I don't know. It looks like it's a phone camera, and
It could have been.
It looked like it's a phone camera because it wasn't a really good.
If you
shot.
listen to her, she sounds like she's drunk. Yeah, I get it. Maybe she was saying something when she was drunk.
Yeah. She definitely sounds like she's drunk. And the rumor is that she's often a big drinker. And don't ever forget what Susan is reminding us. The National Guard had to sleep on the parking garage floor. So when they were eventually there, they were treated like dogs.
I don't know who released the video. That's what we're trying to find out. But the video has been released. It was her daughter who shot the video. And think back. This woman, this narcissistic person, this evil politician, evil, went after Donald Trump saying he was responsible.
That's right.
Saying he was the reason the National Guard was not there. But then in private, you see what she said.
Yeah.
We always say if these walls could talk. Yeah. Well, you start to see what's happening.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I was told she went on air to try to spin it yesterday after the video was released. Was her daughter pissed at her? Did she not give her daughter money? Did her daughter send it to somebody and then somebody else went out and sold it? But you continue to see all of these things that they've kept quiet for so long starting to come out.
Yeah.
They're probably going to
What a major story.
Yeah, that is
That's-
major.
that someone hacked her phone.
And you know what? That can happen. That can happen. So if somebody knew about this and was maybe on the right side of things, we've talked about this before. Nothing that you have, we talk about this often on this show. You can't be anonymous anymore on anything because every one of your devices listening to you, and anyone that has any authority that wants to pull some sort of a report or whatever, they can get anything off your phone. So maybe a good guy, usually it's a bad guy that gets your information, when you don't know about it. But how did that come out? Who knows? I mean, did somebody pull a report and leaked it? Was it the daughter?
Gary says it's all part of a movie.
You know what? And that people keep saying that on the chat line too, that this is all part of their plan. Even the leaking of it now is part of a plan.
Well, I hope Fox and Newsmax release some of those things, that they show the video out there.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people on our chat line are saying, on all the different platforms, are saying this is part of their plan. They are releasing it at this period of time for some reason. Maybe we don't know what the reason yet, but it could have to do with the election coming up. Why now? Or is maybe one of them in trouble and this is covering their ass in some way? I don't know.
I don't either. But it's a big story, and that's why we're talking about it.
Mhm.
It doesn't piss you off that you actually hear that. That's not doctored video.
No.
That's not AI.
Mhm.
That's legitimate video of Nancy Pelosi
That's right.
stating it was her responsibility to have the National Guard there. And guess what happens? If the National Guard is there, none of it happens.
Mhm.
None of that happens.
There's somebody on Rumble explaining how this got released. I don't know how much of it's true, however. They say that Nancy's...
Can you pop? Is there? But
yeah,
we
sure,
can't pop.
sure. Sorry,
Pop
my
that
bad. I forget. Me.
No, not you. But is there a way to pop up the comment?
Oh, it's on Rumble. Yeah, I guess I can. I mean,
You and the comment,
okay.
Yeah.
and we'll get to that.
So-
Les Solid Paul says Benny Thompson allegedly. I don't know. Listen to it again. She confuses the Capitol Police with the National Guard and the inaugural thing. She's drunk, maybe uneducated, maybe both. I don't know. All of it. But she said this.
Yeah, DVO 534 says that it's a documentary made on the same day by her daughter producing and directing the film. Just so happened to have a film crew on January 6th.
Yeah, it just happened. Well, and that daughter, I'm assuming it's that same daughter, that same daughter's husband, or at least one of her, Nancy Pelosi's other son-in-laws, was down there. And there is definitely film, and I'll have to get that for tomorrow, of the son-in-law was down there stirring up things at J6, and nobody did anything about him. And he was down there, agitating people. And I don't know if he was agitating some very staunch Trump supporters or if he was aggravating the people that were there as plants. But so Nancy Pelosi's been on all of this. Mm-hmm.
She was in a car. I thought she was hiding in a bunker. We don't know what time that happened. We're fair. She may have already been in a bunker. Maybe that was
That's
after
right.
she was in the bunker,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
drinking her shots, drinking whatever. I think she's a wine lady.
Yeah.
I think I've been told,
A wine lady. And Joe Lynette is saying, listen to it again. She confuses the Capitol Police with
is there
the
any way we
National
can pop
Guard.
it back up when you get a chance, or is that even possible, Joe?
The Nancy
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
people
sure.
want to see it again.
Absolutely.
Joe Lynette is saying, listen to it again. She confuses the Capitol Police with the National Guard and the inaugural thing.
We have responsibility, Terry. We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have. This is ridiculous. You're going to ask me in the middle of the thing when they've already breached the inaugural stuff that should we call the Capitol Police? I mean the National Guard? Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with?
They thought that they had sufficient
No,
resources.
that is not a question of how they have been. They don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not having them just prepare for more. We have
And who is she referring to as they there? That left it kind of, they didn't know. They didn't know. Who's they? There's a lot packed in here. And I agree with Joe about how there's some significance confusing the Capitol Police and the National Guard. But who is they? They didn't know. I don't know who they is. I keep trying to think of who is they. And I agree she does sound drunk, but is they her handlers, like anybody with Obama? Who is they? She said a lot there. A lot.
Yeah, and she certainly wasn't ripping Donald Trump, was she?
Nope, she sure
And
was.
that was in a moment of honest conversation, very concerned, very scared. Oh shit, what's going to happen now? What just happened in DC?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that would go against her planning it unless she's all doing it for show.
Right.
But she clearly
and people
was not prepared.
That's right. And people are saying, like, Jeannie's saying they is her, and Joe Lynette is saying they is the National Guard.
I mean, this is a bombshell admission.
This is. Mm-hmm. Yes. She's being vague with thing. She used the words thing and stuff and they. I mean, she was vague, but yet it is such a bombshell on things many of us already knew. And like Brenda says, she has a stupid mask on in the car. I mean, give me a break there. But I realized that was all during the masking time. But there she is with a mask in her car. And I wonder how many times did they have a mask on in places? Because it is harder to hear you.
It looked like the passenger was wearing a mask as well.
Yeah, they probably all were. And it is, Jeannie is saying it was her responsibility, and she is admitting that. And who is she talking to specifically? Who's Terry? Who's Terry? Who is that? So she's yelling at somebody named Terry. Who is that? And who are all the other people in the car? So there's more people in that car that know the truth. And Nancy, I mean, don't ever forget, Nancy's the same one when she made all of us, not go outside our house. And during the same time, she's the same one that could go into her beauty parlor with no mask on and get her hair done when most stylists were shut down in this country losing money. Don't forget how evil this lady is. She's something else.
Oh, I'm not angry. I am happy this came out.
Me too.
I don't think this is a plot or a plan by the Democrats. I'm sorry, I don't.
You really don't?
No. I think it got released accidentally somehow. They're not Teflon. As good as they can hide things, they're not.
Yeah, well, they're probably starting to get a lot of enemies.
She can't gain anything by this.
No, she can't.
This only is a detriment to her, which is why I say what I say.
Right. That's right. It could be. Yeah. And it's even the New York Post was talking about how she takes responsibility for having it, and that a video is shot by her own daughter. I mean, so many people are playing it all over the place. And, this lady's 84 years old too. I mean, look at all these old people. And I'm not saying just because you're old, you need to go, but I mean, look at these people. I'm not talking about her age as much as look how long she's been destroying our country.
I mean, she turned down. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump talked about saying that she turned down National Guard protection.
Right.
She turned it down.
Mm-hmm.
This was her. Trump has said this all along.
Yeah.
Once again, Donald Trump becoming more strong, becoming more of a leader, becoming more credible by the day. It's impossible to continue to have your support go up over and over and over again. Yeah. But it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's happening because of what the left does.
That's right. And Terry, as it turns out, is her chief of staff. So I thought maybe it was her daughter as well, but it's apparently Pelosi's chief of staff. So even her chief of staff knows all about this.
Oh, chiefs of staff do.
Of course they do.
They're involved in everything.
They are. And that just shows, and I agree, I'm sure you're right, Vic, that this was one of those things that they're not Teflon, and this got released, and she's probably now panicking. But I just don't trust them so much. It seems like everything, they're on to the next thing to do something.
How can you trust anything that you're seeing or hearing from this government right now? You can't.
You can't.
And you know better.
That's right.
People, you know better. Our listeners know better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're saying Alexandria is her daughter. So I'm assuming that Alexandria is the one that we're talking about here that shot this. But again, I'm going to say it again, that I'm guessing it's Alexandria's son-in-law, unless she's got her husband, the son-in-law was so involved in riling up the people, and he was acting like a Trump supporter on J6. Don't ever forget that.
From the chat line, Susan says, I saw the white vans myself pull in and Antifa jump out in red MAGA attire, stampeding in.
Yep. A lot of people are saying that is a true thing. And they want to make people think they're crazy. Their own eyes saw this, that there were people stampeding in. And there was a lot of people that were there that day that was like, that person is not really a Trump supporter. They might have put a Trump hat on. So people saw it with their own eyes. And you know what? Literally, even as of this month, the FBI and the CIA are still going after J6ers. Still, they're still finding more people who were there that day who didn't even go in the Capitol, that were just there and still terrorizing them. It's still going on. And you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. So if they're still doing this, they absolutely know that they were involved and they have something to hide still.
Annette says, love this, but this needs to be released everywhere. Yeah, it's up to you. Send that video. Go to our chat room.
Yeah.
Go to our show. Send it. We always say like, subscribe, share the show, share this part. Make sure people understand. And then don't get discouraged when people on the left and liberals who don't want to talk about truth, here's what they do. They deny everything. It's fake.
Yeah.
No, it's not fake. It's been doctored. Oh, it was something else. Because if they admit the truth, it shows again, oh my God.
Yeah.
We don't have fact on our side. We don't have truth on our side.
Right.
Once again, we're fighting the uphill battle. Oh, let's scream DEI. Let's go abortion. Oh yeah, let's do that. Because this stuff is as bad as it gets.
That's right.
Gary took time to do that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is long. Let's try to read it. Before making documentaries, Pelosi spent a decade as a field producer at NBC News. Very, very ultra liberal. In 2000, while working as a producer for NBC covering George W. Bush's presidential campaign, she brought along a handful of camcorders documenting 18 months of her, I'm sure, experience.
Yeah, it doesn't
Oh, okay.
show the whole thing. You
Gotcha.
got to scroll up in the
And continues to go ahead and talk about it.
Right. I mean, that's just unreal when you think about this. And what Gary was going on to say is basically exactly what she did for NBC with liberal news and that sort of thing is probably why she was documenting herself. Maybe a lot of people still in the chat line are saying that this was leaked by design. It's still part of
under that
plan.
But under that, then what's the end goal?
We don't know it yet. I bet we don't know.
What can you possibly see benefiting Nancy Pelosi by releasing this?
I don't know.
There's nothing.
You really don't think so?
No. I mean, what? I'm waiting for somebody to tell me how she could benefit from doing this herself and putting it out there.
That's a good question. I don't know, but I just think that because nobody trusts the government, they think that somehow, because they leak stuff all the time.
Yes, they do.
So I guess the question is that we all want to know is who leaked it and why? Why are they leaking it now? Is it maybe somebody I keep thinking, is it somebody with a conscience here that finally got a hold of it somehow and wants everybody to know that Nancy is the mastermind behind all of this evil? I mean, look at the stuff that happened in the house with her husband and all that kind of weird stuff. I mean, one thing after another. Although Donna has a good point. She's saying maybe it's just to make a documentary and make a lot of money.
Yeah, probably. And of course, we have lots of people jumping on the chat line telling us she was mob family. She was sent to California to unite the family. Never trusted her. I've seen that come up twice, third time now. People like, check her out. She's mob related, and it's no surprise she is where she is.
Correct.
That's a great point, though. This was all done to promote the documentary.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because they couldn't get her now.
Yeah.
That could be because, always things always happens after a period of time. And if that's what she's doing, she's about money.
If it's about money and supporting her daughter, then I could see it.
Correct.
Not done to promote herself, because there's nothing to promote herself with that.
Correct. Well, she could get, if it's about her documentary, she can get a larger bank account. And you know what? We can't forget that Nancy Pelosi believes and is always above the law. So even though it comes out now, think about how many people do not care at one iota about J6. They don't care. Even good conservatives that are like, I'm over it.
Yes.
I've heard it. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
It is over.
Yeah. And they don't want to talk about it anymore. But it isn't over. It isn't over. There are still people that were there, still getting arrested. Still these things are happening. There's still people in jail. But we're in the very minute little group of people that still care about this. Most people, they don't care. So now that she's released this now, and if she can do it because she thinks she's above the law and she can make money over it, people are going to, oh, that's just Nancy Pelosi. You just misheard what you said. She was, this is somebody else's fault. So this probably doesn't hurt her at all.
Well, for the first time now in America, too, you see so many other people fighting back and with power and facing this liberal tyrant government, but realizing, you know what? I have a lot of people on my side. I don't have to stay quiet anymore.
Right.
I'm not worried about people trying to cancel me anymore because it's going away.
Correct.
I am not going to sit here and be quiet anymore. I'm going to be passionate. I'm going to be polite. I'm going to be persistent. And now I think people feel more comfortable in doing that. We showed you what's happening in Germany.
That's right.
We showed you what's happening in France, in Venezuela now, in Argentina. The people are responding. They're not going to sit back and let the New World Order take over. They're going out and at least doing what they can to win elections.
That's
and
right.
to take it from people like this, and not to get off too much from where we were with Nancy Pelosi, but Nancy Pelosi was good friends with Trudeau, the Canadian president. They're freaking out. I mean, listen to this sound with Trudeau speaking about what's happening in America, what's happening in France, what's happening in Germany, what's happening in Argentina, because he's scared shitless unless he can't rig an election to stay where he is.
Right.
And of course, God, we could go on for days about this narcissist liar in Canada.
We have seen around the world a rise of populist right-wing forces in just about every democracy that we've seen. And it is of concern to see political parties choosing to instrumentalize anger, fear, division, anxiety. My approach has always been to respond to it, to understand it, and to look to solve it, to roll up our sleeves, work hard, and with ambition for this country and for our future. And I continue to be convinced that Canadians are thoughtful about the challenges we're facing and ready to see them solved, rather than just allow themselves to be have their anger amplified without any solutions offered.
There he is. There he is.
Trudeau, we know. Castro, there's no doubt in my mind he's his son. Okay, I said it. And we broke this down a long time ago. The pictures, the mom, the relationships, his brother suspiciously dying, him becoming what he did, his political career, all of it. Not even being upset when he was talking with the media after his brother's sudden and tragic death. Yeah. Chris says, I'm willing to bet Canada may be next. The Populist Party is gaining ground on Castro Jr. there in Canada.
Yes.
Yeah, and don't mess with the Canadians. They will. They'll come on strong. They will. It's a matter of time.
Yeah, we saw those Canadian truckers, and they've about had enough. And that's the thing, is that when you used to speak out before and talk about making America great again and talking against Nancy Pelosi or even against Trudeau, you were ridiculed. But you're now, for a fact, even though you knew then, there's so much proof that is coming out, even into the mainstream, that you're on the right side of things. And there's less and less people punching back at you for one of two things. One, they know they're wrong and can't prove it. Or two, they've now jumped on the side of wanting to save America as well. So and when you think about the fact that people are saying that Trudeau is Castro, look at how much we've been played with the Obamas being related to the Bushes and Trudeau and Castro. We have been so played in this whole big World Economic Forum, but we're not being played anymore.
So and it's going to continue to happen to Donald Trump, as we said, because they don't want, even if we're referred to as the big company,
yes,
still getting things right. Because if we get things right, and then Donald Trump can go to work with people in Europe, with countries and leaders in Europe, it makes it more formidable for the quote populist party to try to knock and kick out this, what we call evil regime of the New World Order wanting to take over everything. And that gets into the CDC as well, and
That's
the World
right, the
Health
CDC.
Organization, and every other national organization. Because you realize, you know this, you don't have to be told. You guys are smart, super intelligent, big time red. When it comes to government agencies, it just doesn't usually work out great.
No,
it doesn't.
It doesn't.
And when it comes to world organizations, even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Nationalism is pushing back, Robert. It's pushing back on globalism. The problem is that they have the money and the jobs.
And history repeats. And that's a very true statement. But I think they finally poked the bear. This time, finally poked the bear. They poked little groups and little groups and little groups. And I was really giving up hope on the whole country seeing that nationalism was going to fight back during the whole pandemic, because people were so scared. But when they see the absolute injustice that is going on with Donald Trump, and over and over and over and over again, to the point that you see people posting on Facebook that I'm going to vote for a felon. People don't care anymore. Look at all of the good Republicans, like even Rudy Giuliani. Even he today is not backing down, saying there was election fraud. And so, and people who didn't even want to believe it.
They've ruined his life.
They have ruined his life.
The deep state has ruined his life.
They've ruined his life. But you know what? He's still not backing down. That's the thing. And the deep state will try to come after you. And don't forget, part of the deep state is not all the left. The deep state is all embedded in our Republican Party, and we just don't know who is who. I think we're starting to see it now, but you have to be very wise in what you're doing, because they're here and they're pushing back. But Rudy Giuliani, I think that he is going to rise from the ashes. And so, because why? They went over the edge this time. They poked the bear with indicting President Trump, when really at the end of the day, nothing's going to happen to him. He's not going to go to jail. It's not going to happen.
It's not.
Yeah. I mean, he's not going to jail. He's not. And, and even in interviews I've heard him in recently, it's not that he's not having a tough time. It's not that Melania is okay with all this, because he said on the Dr. Phil show that she's not okay with all this, and that his family is devastated. But at the end of the day, he doesn't think they want him to back down, because so many people have told him, hey, your dad is the only one that can save this country. And it's because he's the only one that has the money and the cojones and the whereabout as to how to do it, because he knows where the bodies are buried now. We think he knew before, but now he absolutely knows. And it's now the time that people like us that are talking on shows like this, that people believe what we're saying, because we back it up with facts. And it's so obvious now that something is going on, and there is a deep state. When you even said 2-3 years ago that there's a deep state, people went, oh, these people are wackadoos. Now they know there is. Even the most liberal of liberal know there is. They just don't want to admit it, and they don't even know who it is because they haven't researched it. And like Gary's saying, all the lies will be revealed. We just all want to see the ending, because all the truth is going to come out. Hopefully we're all still alive to see that, but it's going to all come out.
From the chat line, there's a lot of politicians that have DWIs. Those are felonies. So there's a lot of felons in our house as well.
Absolutely.
So think about that.
Well, and when you think about it, okay, DWIs, that's not good that you drive drunk. But at the end of the day, if you didn't end up killing someone and you ended up with a DWI and you're, quote, a felon, that doesn't stop you from being a productive person in society.
Shouldn't.
No, it usually doesn't. And I'm not saying if they killed somebody, that's a different story. But look at Donald Trump, 34 felonies. We don't care. We absolutely don't care. And of course, we're kind of pleased. Donald Trump just didn't get one felony. He got 34. Boo-hoo. Who cares? It's gotten to the point we know it's all a joke.
We continue to cover many of the stories. Yesterday was a really, really, really bad day for Joe Biden. At June-teenth, we showed you stumbling and mumbling. The White House cut off his feed. He looked like a wax museum figure with other African-Americans celebrating it. Had a transgender man in a dress in front and center for the celebration. It just lost. He didn't know how to move, barely moving. And then what the hell is he doing? Somebody captured another moment of him sniffing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he was sniffing yesterday. We're going to show you this video. Joe Biden sniffing.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, just look at it. Take a second just so you can see. This is Joe Biden sniffing at the June-teenth celebration. We've seen him sniff babies and people
Yes.
before, but he's literally, wait a minute, is that Anita Baker? That's Anita Baker.
Is that who I can't
Yeah.
tell.
Sniffing,
Wow.
sniffing Anita Baker.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. It looks like he's touching foreheads with her.
But even then, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, it's
he does
definitely a weird way to greet somebody. It's like, here, hold me up. I can't hold my head up.
Uh-huh. He's just been known. He just does such odd stuff. I mean, it's just so weird.
Stick his head in there.
Mhm.
Other news, because we do cover stories of breaking another situation, a bad one in our country. Seen from Logan Airport. Guys, I don't know. This is America now. Look at this video from last night. Simon Atiba posted this. Logan. Logan Airport's in Austin. Right? Logan's Austin, I believe. These are migrants sleeping there overnight.
That is unreal. But you know what? Our eyes don't see
keep
that.
looking at this.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, this is in East Boston, and people are going to tell you we didn't really see this.
what do you mean? They didn't really see it.
Well, a lot of left people that are liberal will be saying, "Oh, you didn't really see that. There was only a couple people there." They deny seeing things like this.
This is just where all the women and children and non-military age men are going.
That is unreal, and it's spilling all over our country.
Midnight Sun says it looks like the Chicago airport as well. We've shown you
Yes.
videos from Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, welcome to America.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is at the airport.
A third world country right there. That's what that is. Think about it. People are so worried on the left if you've been vaccinated, but they haven't been. Look at all those people that are bringing in some sort of a disease. We don't know who they are. They're not vaccinated. And you know what? My heart as an educator looks at those children and I want to grab them and give them a little kiss and help them out. That being said, if me and my children would go to any other country, they wouldn't put me up in an airport.
Oh, no.
They wouldn't give me food. They wouldn't give me shelter. They would put me in jail or send me right back, which is what should be done here. People are forgetting the fact that these are illegal aliens. They're not migrants. They're illegal aliens. And I have zero problem with legal immigration because then you're productive when you're here and you become a taxpayer. These people, a lot of the people that are here, they get paid in cash too. They're not paying taxes. They're not paying taxes into the public school system where all these kids feed into eventually. This is absolutely awful. And you know what? This sounds funny, but it's not funny. Gary's talking about now hotels are full of bed bugs. Think about what they're doing to the hotels. Think about it. The hotels now are turning into crap shows. I was talking to you guys a couple weeks ago about it happening in the town I live in, and they're destroying the hotels, and police officers don't know what to do with them.
Deflection, possibility.
Could be.
And we're covering everything that we possibly can when it comes to the stories that are going, especially as we pick up as we move into the 10 o'clock hour Central Time. I was given a video on this Nancy Pelosi situation because this all ties in together what's happening in America right now.
Yeah, it does. It all
The
ties-
lies, the corruption, the deflection, as was just said. How about this? This was from September 2023. This video we'll be showing you. Donald Trump with MSNBC. This goes into the Nancy Pelosi story, which is the big story of the day, with her admitting that she should have taken care of the National Guard, but she didn't. MSNBC, I promise you, will not be re-airing this interview to show you Donald Trump's real words, and they will not be showing you Nancy Pelosi's video that she indeed was wrong and Donald Trump was right. But we will, because we believe in the scorecard.
Mhm.
Check this out.
You
By the way,
on that day.
Nancy Pelosi, I
wanna
don't
talk
have,
about
why
that
would
day.
I tell you that? Listen,
Don't wanna
Nancy
talk about
Pelosi
that?
was in charge of security. She turned down 10,000 soldiers. If she didn't turn down the soldiers, you wouldn't have had January 6th.
Did you call military or law enforcement?
What?
Did you call military or law enforcement at the moment the Capitol
I'm not
was
going
under
to
attack?
tell you anything. Let me put it this way. I behaved so well. I did such a good job. Nancy Pelosi turned down 10,000 soldiers. If she didn't do that,
But
and now
Nancy
I understand.
Pelosi doesn't have the
I
authority
understand
that
the
you
police
have as
testified
commander in
against.
chief, though.
Listen to me, Kristen. Listen to me. I understand that the police testified against her. The chief very strongly against her. Capitol Police, great people. They testified against her, and they burned all the evidence. Okay, they burned all the evidence. They destroyed all the evidence about Nancy Pelosi.
What do you say to people who wonder why you as commander-in-chief, you have authorities that Nancy Pelosi doesn't have as commander-in-chief?
No, she has authority over
Why
the
didn't
Capitol.
you send help in that moment, though?
Frankly, just so you understand, I assumed that she took care of it. She turned down.
So when you realized that the National Guard wasn't coming?
Well, you don't realize anything until quite a while. National Guard not coming. I asked it to be there 3 days in advance, and she turned it down.
She says that request was never officially made.
Oh,
just
stop
so
it.
you know.
Let me just tell you.
Let me ask you
The
about
mayor
pardons,
let me
Mr.
tell
President.
you. The mayor of D.C. gave us a letter saying that she turns it down. Okay, we have it. Nancy Pelosi also was asked, and she turned it down. The police commissioner
I'm talking about
of
the
Capitol
day of,
Police,
though.
wait a minute.
Yep.
Capitol Police said that he wanted it, and Nancy Pelosi wouldn't accept it. She's responsible for January 6th.
Mr. President.
Nancy Pelosi's responsible.
Mr.
And
President,
the
you're the
J6
president,
committee
though. You
refused to interview
have
her.
authorities that no one else has as the commander-in-chief. Do you think you showed leadership on that day?
Yes, absolutely, I did.
Okay.
Wow. I had seen this before, but I'm glad you just played this again because this shows what he was fighting against the whole time during that time.
Once again, Donald Trump is right.
Yes.
The left is wrong. Once again, Donald Trump proves what he said was correct, factual, credible, and the left is left like most liberals are when they come on radio, podcast, TV to speak.
That's
they
right.
have no facts. They make it up. They're fake. They claim fake. They point the finger at you, even though it should be pointed back at themselves. We show proof of what happened. Nancy Pelosi lied. Now there's proof that she did lie. Now we show you what Donald Trump said because we believe in scorecards that cancel this, and we believe in facts. We're not worried about your feelings. We're not worried about you feeling happy and good about yourself today so you can feel, whoa, I can attack the world. No, we need facts because it's now get up and get something done or get out. Because America has fallen fast, America's fallen hard, and of course, it is this leadership, the left-leaning leadership that we have had, what we have seen happen over and over and over again. You have to stand up. I don't care. Trump's not a saint. He's not God. But I'm telling you what, when it comes to politics, he is, because he's already said what he was going to do when he was the president the first time he did it. And every single time now there's evidence that proves he's right. That he's truthful, that he's credible.
That's right.
That he's a leader and that he's willing to jump on every grenade possible to save the American people. And why wouldn't you want Donald Trump as your president?
That's right.
Oh, because I've got bad feelings about him.
And, that just boggles my mind when people say that. And I have relatives that say that, well, he's just not a nice man. He's just, and they always go to this.
But they're older. And
they are all older. No, they are
but
all
these,
older.
And my grandparents got senile. And I don't mean to say your family's senile, Lizzie, but my grandparents, they went senile when they got older, just like Joe Biden has gone senile.
Well, and they just watch mainstream news because they don't understand electronics and they just turn on the TV to, all the channels that have local news. And so all they can do is say, he just raped somebody. And it just still boggles my mind. It's two groups that are doing it. Still the millennials doubling down and old people.
Well, the other thing that the liberals will do with Donald Trump, he's a convicted felon. A court found him.
Who cares?
They don't want to talk about the facts of the case. It doesn't matter. He's a rapist. It doesn't matter if it was all in New York with juries that are hardcore left-leaning liberal, refuse to have evidence, judges refusing evidence in because they are judge, jury, executioner. They won't talk about the fact.
That's right.
Well, that's what our jury system did. Our jury system is the best in America. These are people inside, either they're super, super loony, lost their freaking minds, and I know one of them, or they're evil.
Yeah. I don't disagree with the word you
It's
just
one
said
or the
there.
other.
Yeah. I totally agree with you because there's no other reason to answer that than what you just said. But most people don't say that. Most people do not say that. They'll be like, well, I don't know. There could be some truth to their saying, he is a felon. No, what you said, they're either evil or they don't pay attention. That's it.
One thing that we wanted to end the show with today, this is, once again, we have so much good stuff coming out. This is the American College of Pediatricians. And this is them coming out with a statement about the abuse that's happening to kids. That's right. The American College of Pediatricians making a public statement about what's happening with kids and transgender. Wow, wow, wow. Finally, this is fire. Listen in.
And we have serious concerns about the physical and mental health effects of the current protocols promoted for the care of children and adolescents in the United States who express discomfort with their biological sex. This declaration was authored by the American College of Pediatricians, but really it was developed from the expertise of hundreds of doctors, researchers, and other healthcare workers and leaders who, for years, have been sounding the alarm on the harmful protocols that continue to be promoted by the medical organizations in the United States. Despite recent revelations from the leaked WPATH files and the recent release of the final report from the CAS review, these medical organizations have not changed course. So we are calling on these medical organizations of the United States, including the American Academy of Pediatrics, the Endocrine Society, the Pediatric Endocrine Society, the American Medical Association, the American Psychological Association, and the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry to follow the science and their European colleagues and immediately stop the promotion of social affirmation, puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and surgeries for children and adolescents who experience distress over their biological sex. In our declaration, we affirm that sex is a dimorphic, innate trait defined in relation to an organism's biological role in reproduction, male and female. This genetic signature is present in every nucleated somatic cell in the body and is not altered by drugs or surgical interventions. Consideration of these innate differences is critical to the practice of good medicine and to the development of sound policy for children and adults alike. Medical decision-making should be based upon an individual's biological sex. It should respect biological reality and the dignity of the person by compassionately addressing the whole person. We are here defying the claims made by these medical organizations in the US that those of us who are concerned are a minority and that their protocols are consensus. They are not consensus, and we are speaking in a loud, unified voice, enough.
That's really good stuff. Really good
Isn't
stuff.
it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, because we have to save our children. In the midst of all these distractions and all of this insanity, our children, our American children, are being mutilated. They're being taught that if you are just a little bit uncomfortable, then maybe you're in the wrong sex. And I was thrilled to hear them come out and say that. Now, I know that they're going to end up with a lot of pushback, but I'm so glad they came out with the truth.
How would you sum up what they said, in your humble opinion? They calling out sex changes?
Yes. Yes. I basically think that they're calling out, if you're a boy, you're a boy. Like Mr. Rogers used to say back in the day, the children's program, Mr. Rogers. If you're born a boy, you're a boy. If you're born a girl, you're a girl. And while you're a child, you don't even have anything but what I got from her is a slight discomfort about that. And so basically, in medical terms, it was like, leave these children alone. Leave the children alone.
That's what I got out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And isn't it about time
Yes,
somebody spoke up?
absolutely.
I mean, we still have WashU and St. Louis areas trying to do that. I mean, so much so that the Attorney General of Missouri had to file a lawsuit to
That's
get
right.
information because they won't file. They're still trying to do this to kids who are just lost. And I'm sorry, it is. We all have our kids who go through moments and things.
All kids go through things.
It's a mental health disorder when you were a kid and you're wanting, I want, and then you have a parent, because you love them so much. And they do. They love them. You want to give your parent, you want to see your kids in the best situation possible. You do. It's tough. I could not imagine. But then for you to go take them and help them change their physical parts
Mm-hmm.
to match what they feel on the inside as well, that's yeah.
Yeah.
That you can't play God.
You can't play God. And we can't forget that I'm glad this already came out with WashU and other places because they have validity now, because a lot of this was happening and we knew it, but we couldn't prove it until like WashU had a whistleblower. And look at the whistleblowers. That's the thing that we need to change in our country too. People that actually call out the child abuse and call out and are the whistleblowers are also because there's somebody gaining money or somebody wanting power or something, that often the whistleblower is the one that is crucified, not the people that are doing the bad things. Just keep that in mind here. I know Megan talks about that a lot too, that the person that does the whistleblowing is often seen as the bad guy, not the actual bad guy.
Yeah, of course. Glenn brings up a great point. And I know this is so hard to hear, but we wonder why society changes. Kids don't change. Kids are always going to be the same.
That's right.
It's parents
It's parenting
who change.
and it's school counselors. It is. It's the school counselors and parents.
If a boy isn't comfortable being a boy, help him with that.
Correct.
Don't try to make him physically a girl. It can't be done.
Correct. That's right.
From the chat line as well. I would be scared shitless if somebody wanted to or would whack off my penis and create one. Total panic would overtake us.
That's exactly right. And think about these little kids that are 5 years old who just all they should be worrying about is which kind of underwear do they have on? You know, do they have Power Rangers or do they have Peppa Pig or whatever on their underwear? Instead, people as young as 5 or little kids young as 5 is somebody saying to them, you know what? You just play with these cute little dolls. You must really be a boy. And it's the parent. It's the parent that has already been brainwashed into believing that's true.
But this is just a huge story. You won't see it once again on local news. You won't see it on the mainstream left news about the college, the pediatrician, the College of Pediatricians coming out against trans care. That you just won't.
That's right.
It needs to. These are the stories that should be leading. This is why media has fallen. This is why there's no money there, because people don't want to get involved with it.
That's right.
Oh man, from the chat line, it's just human nature. When you didn't feel awkward as a child, it's normal. We all went through it. We didn't think we were in the wrong body. It's all the left-leaning, brainwashing crap that's out there pushed upon kids.
That's right. I mean, look at middle schoolers. You go through this just weird time in your life where you get so private and the little kid goes into their bedroom and doesn't even want you to come in. I mean, it's just things are growing on their body and their hormones are so high. And that's when you're the most insecure. And that's where they're getting these kids. Right at the most time, they're already so sensitive about things. So, I mean, and it's true. I mean, there's been, gay people since the beginning of time, but why has the increase gone in between 1 and 4 to almost 30% of people who have an identity issue with who they are?
It's the food and the water.
The food and the water. I don't know.
Might be.
It could be. Who knows, Joe? You could be right.
Well,
Something's going on.
They are putting things in food that
Yes.
cause
Mhm.
that trigger the production of estrogen.
That's right. That there is truth to that too.
That's 100% true.
That's right. Mhm.
And that kind of segues us into the farmer, right?
Well, it's too long to show today, so I'm going to save it for
Okay.
tomorrow. And it's an evergreen story, meaning we can use it
Mhm.
tomorrow as well. And then again, we're getting attacked at every angle. You're right, Jay. The current education system, the teachers union
Mhm.
is the biggest problem in this area. It all starts one where they start pumping it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. We talk about this. Yeah. Your laundry detergent, scented candles, fabric softener, the chemicals, hormone disruptors. I talked about
Yes.
the scented that you put in the wall. It's a hormone attacker.
I don't use them anymore. And I used to until I came on the show and you guys were so adamant about it. So I don't have them in my house anymore.
They call them endocrine disruptors.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Robert brings up an interesting point too. Child vaccines could have very well been hormone
You got that right.
caused hormone confusion.
Yeah.
Which puts kids in a situation like, whoa, my mind is saying this and do that. And I can't figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, kids aren't just saying things for no reason. I mean,
That's
something's
right.
happening.
Mm-hmm.
That's why an adult a mature, responsible, godly adult needs to advise correctly.
That's right. Absolutely.
And that, and we try to talk about these issues and talk about those subjects, but we put it out, which is why we say like, subscribe, share the show. We're 6 shows away now, coming up. We're 7 shows away from our 400th episode. We're going to continue to educate as we do, and we appreciate you guys jumping in and having some fun and educating us at the same point in time.
Speaking of, are we doing anything special for our 400?
I just realized I'm so caught up in the shows every day and so busy. I
Me
didn't even
too.
realize we were.
We should at 7.
It would be
7
next
more.
week.
Yeah. So we'll be working on that. Mhm.
Oh my God!
Maybe a Winties get together or something.
But 300 doesn't seem all that long ago.
I know. I mean,
know, right?
these last 93 shows have flown by.
Mental health care awareness is key, guys. Yeah, of course. Could be the nutrients beyond. Either way, it has to be addressed.
That's right.
McDonald's poison. Shout out against McDonald's.
Mhm.
I guess it was only a matter between what the fast food industry that comes out.
That's
Not a
right.
sponsor.
That's right. Yeah. And, and it just seems like even fast food has changed how it tastes. And we've talked about this in the past too. You could go to McDonald's and it used to taste good. And it seems since the pandemic, none of the food tastes very good at McDonald's.
Oh, it would taste good to me if I ate it again.
You think so?
I just know it's crap.
Yeah. It's not good for you. Their fries. Yeah. Mhm.
They put stuff in it that makes you addicted to.
Of course they do.
Of course they do.
What? Guess who else does it? Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why.
Mm-hmm.
It is, and it's why you want it on a Sunday. It's
Mm-hmm.
why you come out of church and all my kids are like, let's get Chick-fil-A because, they got their Jesus on. And then after that, you think you need God's chicken, but then you realize it maybe isn't because it's God's chicken. It's because they gave you something that addicts you to it that you wanted even on a Sunday.
It's a devil's.
It's a devil's. It's really
the
the devil's chicken,
It
according to
is.
Vic.
It
It's
is.
the devil's chicken.
It's a devil's chicken.
Mhm.
Promote yourself as something good, just like the world does.
Yep.
And you're really not. Sodom and Gomorrah all over the place coming through. We're here Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Central, all the time on our website, canceltheshow.com. News, headlines, politics, water-colored talk, political interviews from all over the country. We do entertainment, our free-for-all Fridays with speculation, paranormal, comedy, music. You kind of get it all. As we bring in Kelly Mano from the Kelly Mano Show and Eric Johnson as well. So we're here and we appreciate you guys giving us ideas for stories. We do this stuff 24/7. We are grateful for anybody that can make any sort of a donation. It helps. If you have ideas for sponsors or people who want to advertise, let us know that as well. Vic at cancelthisshow.com. Lizzie at cancelthisshow.com as well. Oh, I have to get this out because I am not a supporter of soy. And
Yep.
copious amounts of estrogen, according
Yes.
to Jerry.
And you wonder if that's true, because I know when it came out, everybody was trying to get me to do
No,
soy.
bad.
We never did it, but
Bad.
wonder if that's why that many soy boys all look the same, because they were drinking soy. Because I just thought that was a funny thing. I just thought it was a type of a person when to find out soy is so not good. Don't drink soy milk, people. Don't do it.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Soy is terrible for you.
Well, you end up with a man bun at the very least if you drink soy. At the very least, that's what you end up with.
I gotta,
You're gonna have bald people drinking soy now.
That's right. Oh my
I
goodness.
still can't believe my girlfriend is into man buns.
What?
Oh,
Wait a minute. So your girlfriend Megan likes man buns?
Yes.
Oh, say it isn't so.
She
I
likes
know.
soy boys. What does that say about Vic?
I know.
I'm
You don't
kidding,
see me
I'm
with one.
No, I mean, that's interesting. Maybe she's drinking soy and you don't know it.
No, she doesn't. She's super, super, super healthy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Donna says, our Chick-fil-A is being renovated. I won't go there anymore, even though I love the food, but not for the reasons she should be avoiding.
Yeah, she just said the wait's too long and it's too expensive. Man, it is expensive. It is. It is.
Thank God Kimberly says, ew, man
Yeah,
bun.
it's not. That does absolutely nothing for me. Nothing to put a man bun. I don't have a problem with guys that have long hair or have short hair or whatever. I don't, and maybe it is just the stereotype. I don't know that I thought anything of man buns until it became a soy thing. And now I'm like, that's all I can see is skinny jeans and a man bun and a guy driving a scooter down a city street. That just does nothing for me.
Glenn says he's going to grow a man bun for Megan. Yeah. Okay. Good luck.
Yeah. Okay. I dare you to do it, Glenn. I did too. Yeah, I don't know.
Guys, thanks for jumping in on the show today for canceltheshow.com. We may need to talk because we normally wrap up around 10 o'clock Central Time, but it seems like that's when everything starts to really get fired up.
Right.
So
right.
I don't know. We're looking at it too. We'll figure something out here.
Maybe
We'll
go
talk.
till 10:30 and give it a shot. Just kind of split it down the middle.
Yeah, maybe we do that. Just
Not
to see where
today,
we're
but I
going.
mean, maybe we don't have enough stuff. Well, maybe we could. I don't know.
Or we could talk for 5 more hours, actually.
No, we
Mhm.
could. We could. I'm just making sure we do breaking news as well. I'm just trying to make sure that I haven't missed anything. These shows. This is the fastest 2 hours in podcasting. That's what we affectionately refer to it as because it moves so damn fast. Lots of stories going on. Other things that have happened. Hunter Biden's not going to testify in the trial. We talked about that.
And people act surprised about that. You should
No.
I mean, even Donald Trump didn't testify in his own. Any good attorney will tell you that if you're on trial, do not testify. So people are acting like he's just trying to hide. No attorney will ever tell somebody to testify. I mean, and you know what I hope happens today? I hope he is found not guilty, not for the reasons because I think he isn't not guilty, but it just makes the injustice of what happened to Donald Trump even that greater. So that's what I hope happens.
And I wanted to let you know about a poll that was just released when it came to, and this is a poll by the University of Chicago, Harris School of Public Policy and the AP. Super liberal. Sorry, they are. They said only 3 in 10 people, I say only, but 3 in 10 people agree with the student debt relief that Joe Biden is giving and taking away from taxpayers to give to them. They could only muster up 30% that approve of this.
Wow.
Out of a liberal polling institute out of Chicago. 3 in 10, which means maybe 1 in 10 in real life.
Yeah, in real life. Yeah.
Thought that this debt forgiveness of people is a good thing.
That's right. Even if you owe a school loan right now, yes, maybe they can temporarily take your school loan, but then you're still paying for that school loan and anyone else's for the rest of your life because they have to raise taxes so much to cover it. That's just the institutions themselves need to deal with this, not our government.
Well, yeah, of course they do. And we know why. It was to try to get votes, but I still don't see how. And by the way, I don't see how in the hell this is even possible, but a Fox News writer says that Joe Biden will be out by the DNC convention. He came out today.
Who said that?
Article. A Fox News reporter, writer came out today and said that there's no doubt in his mind that Joe Biden will be gone by the DNC.
And we still got time for that to happen, and they still have time.
When would their convention be?
I don't know when the Democrat convention is. I know obviously that the Republican one is in July. I would imagine theirs is in July too. So it is.
It's an opinion piece, but I'm just telling you, it's not me saying that it's not, there's somebody else that feels as if I do that they can't run them. I know that they want to control them and then bring in Cam or somebody else, but I think we all know they can't control it to the point where he wins. No way.
Yeah.
No freaking way.
Well, he right now, the Democratic convention is August 19th through the 22nd. So they
got all the way to August.
They have all the way to August to decide. So, I mean, that is, they've got enough time to put somebody else up there if it's in August. So it could happen.
Well, we're going to continue to follow everything we can here on canceltheshow.com. We are grateful for everybody jumping in on the show each day. Please like, subscribe, share the show, check it out. Let people know, especially the Nancy Pelosi video. We ask that you take it from us and share it, but find it, share it. We don't care. We just want the truth to be out there. Any donations are appreciated. Also, if you know of advertisers or sponsors, contact us. Lizzie at canceltheshow.com. Vic at canceltheshow.com. We're here trying to do everything we possibly can. Renee says, I think Biden's gone by August. He says, I think that's why Ohio won't have Biden on the ballot.
That could very well be. And August would be the correct date that Renee is saying, because that's when their convention apparently is.
Paul says, hold on to your asses. It's going to be interesting.
Oh, we are between now and August is going to be unreal. Between the local primaries and the Democrat convention, it's going to be something else to watch.
And we have stuff to talk about every day, which is why we'll continue to come back as long as you guys
Lots
will have
of
us
stuff.
here. That does it for the fastest 2 hours plus podcasting anywhere in America For Joe, or Pro Joe, and Lizzie Sparks, I'm Vic Faust. Guys, have an awesome day. We'll catch up with you next time.